Hi all, welcome to our UI Wikipedia. So thanks for joining again. So I'm Venkat. So today we're gonna discuss about our Bootstrap. Okay, what is Bootstrap and what is the importance of Bootstrap and what is the latest version of Bootstrap and what are the new features into that. So those and all we're gonna discuss in our current Bootstrap session. Okay, hope you like it. So let's start with Bootstrap. First of all, what is this Bootstrap? Okay, so the Bootstrap current version is Bootstrap 4. So what about this 1 and 2 and 3, 4? Okay, what are the features of it? So those all I'll give a brief overview of our Bootstrap. So officially the Bootstrap has developed and maintained by the Twitter. Okay, so the Twitter developers has developed our Bootstrap. So the current version is Bootstrap 4. So the previous versions, I'll go to the some other third-party tutorial as well. So we have some better documentation from our Scotch.io. So I'll recommend if you want to learn any of new technology or if you want to get some new interesting stuff, go with this Scotch.io. It is one of best guide or tutorial where you can get that updated one. Okay, so the Scotch.io has the best community. You can go and you can get some good knowledge here. I'll also follow sometimes on the Scotch.io. So anyway, coming to our Bootstrap. So Bootstrap as initially into started as a 1.0 or 1.x. So first of all, they maintained to this UI. Later on, they updated themselves and they come up with the second UI. So when we come up with the Bootstrap 3, it's a more popular and most of the people using our Bootstrap. So because one of best framework as mobile first development in the sense, so we can simply say responsive websites. So those and all we can develop by using our Bootstrap. So of course in the market we have a different frameworks like what Foundation, Materialize. Recently Microsoft has released Microsoft Fabric and these all are a Materialize one. If you want to purchase you can go with a Kendo UI. So we have some interesting stuff, but so the market has more occupied by the Bootstrap. So Bootstrap has many of the features, especially it's a mobile first framework. So anyway, so coming to our Bootstrap 4, okay, coming to our Bootstrap 4. What about this Bootstrap 4? Okay, what features are introduced in Bootstrap 4? So if you go on to any of the interview, the first thing or the major thing is why we need to use Bootstrap. What is the major thing? So if somebody has asked you this kind of the question, you can say, so Bootstrap we mainly use for grid system. Of course, we have a different things like it has components. Okay, so it has some jQuery code or jQuery plugins, buttons, tables, so blah blah blah. But the major thing to use our Bootstrap that is our grid system. So in a Bootstrap 4, we have our grid system in a different cases. So what are those cases and how to use it? We're gonna see here. Okay, we can see and we can learn some interesting stuff here. So there we can get our what about our Bootstrap 4. So anyway, so Bootstrap has many of features. So one major important feature was Bootstrap grid system. Coming to Bootstrap 3, in a Bootstrap 3 we have a grid system in a 4 column in the sense, so call X 1 to 12 series, then call assume 1 to 12. So X is nothing but extra small, SM nothing but small, and here MD medium and then LG. So these are the 4 column grid system. So and so this count will be call access 1, call access 2, call access 3. So in the same, so in a simple way we can say 12 equal to 100%. In the sense if you used to go with any of 12 series. In the sense either it is a call access 12 or call SM12, anything it will give the width as 100%. Okay, that's advantage. So then 6 equal to what? 50%. So that's how the calculation has been divided into our grid system. So then what is use of difference, or what is the difference between our XS and SM? So the difference is, so if you used to go with XS, it will work from 0 to n, in the sense, so if you used to go with the call access 6 for a single div, desktop it is a 50%, tablet it is a 50%, mobile also it's a 50%. Coming to the SM, so small, right, in the sense, so whatever devices are less than 768, okay, less than 768, those will be covered under our SM. In the sense, if you used to go the SM series, so that will work only in a less than 768. So then MD is nothing but medium. So whatever screen sizes which is comes under 992, I'm sorry, greater than 992 devices will be covered under MD. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. Okay, I'm missing some calculations. Yeah, this is all the things. Yes. So this is simple about how it done. Since see, so I'm having better experience with multiple CSS frameworks. So sometimes I'm also get confused. So even sometimes you also, because so I'm having a hands-on experience on 5 CSS frameworks. So sometimes I'll also get missed. So that's why I'll follow the regularly official documentation. Whenever I had any of challenge, what I'll do, I'll go through my official documentation. There I'll get some brief about our Bootstrap or any of the framework. So there I'll get to know, okay, so what I'm missing it. Okay, same way. So now I'm missing something, right? The grid system sizes and all. Then what I'll do, I'll go through the official documentation. So here we have all the things proper documented. So I can go to the grid system. Yeah, here I can see. Okay, whether in which case I'm missing. Okay, so SM greater than 768, medium 992, and large is 1200. Okay, so this is simple about it, right? So why I'm telling you about this all, because I'm giving you just brief about how Bootstrap 3 grid system will work. Okay, so what are the drawbacks of Bootstrap 3 grid system? Okay, so what are the advantages of a Bootstrap 4? Those what we're gonna discuss here. So before that, we will discuss a brief about our Flux model. So hope you already have experience with the box model. So what is box model? A box model nothing but a collection of width, height, padding, margin, border. These all the things we can say what our box model. So what about flex model? What flex model will do actually? So for an example, so assume you have a 3 divs. What? How many divs? 3 divs. Right. Good. So your screen size was, it's a 1000 pixel. The screen size was 1000 pixel. So if you want to make your 3 divs, okay, to be occupied in a total 1000, what we'll do? We'll make it a simple calculation as by 3. In the sense, each column width will be 333, an average. So that's what simple. Now, in case if you want to have okay 2 columns, then what you'll do? You'll make it by 2. Then the width will be 500. That's fine. So next, if you want to keep elements like 4 or 5, then what you'll do? Again, you have to do the manual calculations. Okay. So you have to specify how many items you want. Am I correct? So in sense, by default, it won't take it as yes, I'm having a 5 element. I need to keep up 5 elements in a one row like a columns. That's what we want, but that's can't do by the our CSS, especially with the Bootstrap, right? So coming to what our Flex model, it has this built-in feature which will do the automatic elements to be adjusted in a one row. How many you want doesn't matter whether it is a 60 pixel or 30 pixel. It will take in a all the common sizes and common way. That's what about our Flex model. So not a one advantage. We have a many of advantages. That is, we can change the order nothing but in a DOM you'll give 1 to 3 format, but in a UI point of view, you may expect something like this UI, like 132. In the sense, you can change the order, right? How we'll play with the float left, float right, right? So that is one simple example. But here, better than that, what we can do, we can change the order as well. So for an example, I like to keep my three. Okay, so is the first, second, and second as a last. Okay, this order also I can change with my flex mode. And another thing is, as of now, we try to keep our elements as one side one, like 1, 2, 3 as one side one. So the same way we can change this order as one. In the sense we can play with horizontal and vertical also. Horizontal and vertical also. This is also we can do with what? Our flex model. Okay, so we have many of interesting stuff has been introduced into our Bootstrap 4. So in a sense, so we can optimize our work the same way we can follow our latest trends and technologies, okay, into our mobile friendly versions. So those and all we're gonna discuss now. So this is what one of good advantage and great advantage from Bootstrap 4. So we'll see with a practical example how it works and how we can play with our flex model. So that's brief about what our flex model. Hope you understood. If you're not getting, please rewind the session again. So if you're still not getting, you can post the comments in our comment box. Then I'll get back to you another practical example. So that's how we'll make our session to be more interactive. So let's see the practical example. So going to the official documentation, right? Here we can go and we can download. Yes, I'm downloading. So I'm moving into my folder, right? So here we have a CSS code and JS code, and then I'm removing this one. I'm making the simple folder structure of a project. So for example, what are we doing? We're doing a demo project. Then done. The same way, would we require the CSS, images, fonts. So these are the simple basic structure of any of the simple project. So and next one, so we would be required. We required our basic template of our Bootstrap. So here we can get it with our basic template. Yep. So here we have a what? The basic template of our Bootstrap. So I'm opening here and taking the template, basic HTML structure. So first of all, we should save in a format of what? Index.html. Right, if you see here, so doc type is clear, that is a document type. So it will specify it is what kind of version it is and what language we are following, and those all will specify over there. So UTF-8, the character set of our web. So next one, the viewport. It is mandatory for making our website to be responsive. So if you're not making this one in a responsive, you know your local will work. It will work fine as a responsive. But coming to the real device, like what our phones, our desktops, or tablets, okay, we may miss what our responsive. So that's why don't miss this meta tag. Okay, it's mandatory. And another one, I was downloaded this one from our Get Bootstrap. So that's why what had happened. So it given the CDN link. What does mean of CDN link? CDN link is nothing but content delivery network. So the advantage of the CDNs, it will make our website a bit more faster and more better performance. So how it make it better performance? So that's what beauty of what our cookies and sessions. Okay, means to say it's a catchy. So the catchy, what it will do once file has been downloaded or once the file has used by some other site, if you want to trying to access the same kind of the file or same file, what it will do? It won't connect to the server. It will directly get it from our local, mean from the cache. That's what the advantage of our CDN. So anyhow, so I'm not deploying it now. So I just want to run in a locally. So that's why what I'll do, I'll give my local path. So you may get one question. So why can't we use local with the CDN? Of course you can use, but the concern is here. So whenever you want to use a CDN, it's mandatory to have internet because what it will do, it will go through the World Wide Web and get the file to be loaded into our browser. But if you don't have an internet access or your internet is slow, so if you used to go the CDN link, it will take some more time to get a response. So that's why. So in a local setup, we recommended to go with our local files. Then once you're done with that, or once you're deploying the file, you can go with your so CDN link bootstrap.css. I'm just setting a local. And next, jQuery is mandatory. jQuery is mandatory. So next one, so the Bootstrap recommended to use the popper.js also, so which is more better for our application because in a Bootstrap 4 they have introduced some of the new components from the JavaScript point of view. So if you want to use those in a proper way, better to use what our popper.js. Okay, so anyhow, what I'm doing, so I'm giving the path. So I don't want this all this stuff. Yes, done. So I'm running the app now. Even you can run in nowhere. Go through the or yeah, we got. Yeah, here we have a hello world. But here we found one issue. So that is so our font is not changed actually. So that meaning it has it's not working. Okay, so why it is not working? Because the CSS is where it was there in a CSS folder. But what I did, I used to go to JS. So that in the sense the path was wrong. That's why it's not showing the proper valid output. Now if you would have observed here, the font size has been changed. What? The font size has been changed. So then we can identify and we can rectify that. So our Bootstrap 4 is working fine. So anyhow, so let's come to the another example. So we can take our h2 tag. So if you used to with h2 tag, so the font size also will get reduced, right? So not only the h2 tag, the Bootstrap people has given what h1 to h6 classes as well. Actually, so we need to write our manually. But coming to the Bootstrap, they'll give us. If you see here, this is a h2 tag, but this is a h2 class. Both look same, right? So that's how they work. So if you would have many of doubts, you can open what or bootstrap.css or spend some time. So there you can identify what properties they written. Of course, we can also write these all properties from our own hand as well. But so to make a proper standards and all the same way, the recommended from our clients and all, we used to go with our Bootstrap. Okay, Bootstrap has many of advantages. So what those advantages we are discuss. Okay, so done with a simple program, right? We were downloaded and we were installing. Okay, so that's all for this session, the basic setup of what our Bootstrap. So in a coming up session we're gonna deal about our flex model. Okay, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and comment your questions in a comment box. Thank you very much.